I also, so, is our audio working?
No. We're back?
Okay, is audio back?
But our audio's not back.
You can scroll down on that.
Oh, okay. What the hell?
Can we show the chat?
You're asking a lot of me right now.
I'm sorry.
John, no. The internet is actually working great.
John. I hit the power button on the NUC by accident when I plugged in the SD card. Mm-hmm. So.
Okay. Sorry, guys.
Audio's back, yes. Okay, back with audio. Okay.
Fuck.
Well, that was pretty quick in terms of like getting back. So hopefully I can.
The bottom of my feet dirty. They're pretty clean. My socks are pretty clean.
So I'm gonna transfer over some Oris B-roll we got yesterday. And I'm gonna put it on here and we can kind of talk about a little bit of what we've got going on. So does it just share the full screen?
You go there. And then you're gonna have to change the window capture to the correct window.
Right here? No. Is it
Double click on, yep.
Media player.
I'm in there yet.
All right. Cool. All right. So I think I can like size this down right now. I can't size this down. I want to be able to see the chat. But
I'll pull up chat on my phone. Oh, I can't actually because I will only read one of the.
how's that look? Yeah, that's fine. No, it's not.
Well, I still can't see chat.
I know. Can you not pull it up on the dock?
I don't know where the dock went, and this is what happened at home too. So let's just push through.
All right. That's fine. So I guess we'll reference chat, even though we can't see it when it pops up.
We'll do our best. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm glad we're kind of.
This is why it's a test stream.
Well, nobody knows that because our audio wasn't there at the very beginning when we said that it was going to be a test stream.
I'm pretty sure we said it was a test stream again.
Okay.
In case you guys didn't know, we weren't able to have enough time to do the test stream yesterday. So we're still trying to sort out the best way to do this stream. And that includes an all new OBS setup, because every single freaking time that we do a stream, OBS seems to reset itself and want to change up the dock, so we can't really see chat after it pops up for a few seconds.
No, but what I can do is I'm going to just open Restream on...
Oh, wrong profile.
It's actually, I did log in on this one. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so we should be able to see stream or chat from here, but it's just going to be...
We need 2 monitors.
No, everything's fine. I don't know if everything's fine. I'm gonna cry.
No, it's fine.
I didn't even want to show anything anyway.
Well, I wanted to at least show something.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so some of you guys might have seen this build, and we haven't posted about it yet, but this was one of 2 sister builds that me and Ellie slaved over last minute to try and wrap up. So this is, we did this build live on stream with you guys a couple weeks ago, kind of figuring out the case, kind of seeing what it takes to sort out in terms of like how we were going to do things, right? The GPU relocation idea that we had, and
So the main point of this, the reason why Gigabyte hired us is they wanted to show off this, their new aero board, so the wood aero board. And so basically our concept was just to put that front and center. You can kind of see that PSU shroud with the projecting lights on it. That's actually something that we got inspiration from one of our local amphitheaters. It's called their Bravenel Hall down in Salt Lake City, Utah. Has this beautiful wood facade on the top of the ceiling. We ideally wanted to do it off of the top here, just kind of off of the fans and then down. However, there were some issues getting the step file from Gigabyte in a timely manner. Like, we literally got the password on Friday. We left on Saturday, which was very fun, made for a very interesting experiment for the whole thing.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of like the PSU shroud at the bottom, it was just manually measuring, and we had to make it into 3 separate parts just to make sure that each facet would fit correctly. Normally when we're doing case mods with companies, we already have NDAs signed with them, and so they're willing to send over 3D design files for whatever case that we're working on, so we're able to 3D design around that existing design, so we know exactly the kind of fitment that we would require. And we had asked, I mean, we had kind of requested this 3D file when we were tasked with it initially at the end of October or mid-October, and it really had taken forever. So we just kind of winged it, and instead of doing the top, like Ellie said, just the bottom PSU shroud, and that actually ended up working out really well. The lighting cascading across the whole face of the motherboard, they really enjoyed, and one of their motherboard PMs from Taiwan had immediately took some photos and sent it to the Taiwanese team and said, "Why aren't we doing this?" So that was really cool, and we're really glad that they liked the build. It was definitely the one that we were feeling weakest about.
Yeah.
Just in the sense of time, mainly. I mean, I had to pull an all-nighter and replicate the second build the night before we left.
Yeah. The GPU, the 9060 XT was 9070 XT was black to begin with. So we had to airbrush. I learned how to airbrush in that 1 week and make sure that it matched the system. The colors, the silver was a little off from the motherboard. Like, I wish it would have been a little bit lighter. And funnily enough, yesterday when we were going through the Gigabyte booth, there was a white 9070 XT. I think that was a 9060 XT though. Would it be a 9060 XT? The white one?
Yeah, they had a 9060 XT.
Yeah, a white and 9060 XT, and I'm like, why couldn't you guys have sent this to us? And why did we have to buy $350 worth of airbrushing equipment and learn how to airbrush? But it is what it is, and I'm not too mad because now I have a new skill, and I certainly love airbrushing, so you'll probably see more of that. But yeah, crazy flex if this is your weakest one. Thank you.
Yeah.
It was our weakest one for sure. But hey, Jay Namix, you mentioned that that was the Machines and More guy. Respected SFF, YouTuber. Was he at the beginning of he was the one next to us, I'm pretty sure. I had accidentally asked him to move so I could get some photos yesterday. I was like, can you move just a little away so I can get a good photo of this, please?
It was funny because there were quite a few creators there that we knew, a few creators we kind of recognized, and then quite a few that we didn't recognize.
Yeah, we got to hang out with Paul's Hardware yesterday for a little bit, which is fun.
He was actually our hand model for what I wanted to show you guys next.
Yeah, and we really, really respect Paul. We met him officially at the Cooler Master event back in October at their HQ. And he's just a really cool guy.
I mean, the most down-to-earth guy, and his content definitely that translates to that. I mean, he comes across that way, and he absolutely is a super cool guy. And so we were getting some content of the new 5090 Infinity, which might be unobtainium. And so he acted as our GPU hand model for this clip. And it's actually a triple fan cooler on this new 5090 Infinity from Aorus. And I want to ask you guys what your thoughts are on the aesthetic, because I can get around it in the sense of, like, I personally immediately think of like a old, I would even say 90s era boombox, when after the 80s fad was done with like the really boxy sharp edges of like 90-degree angles on a lot of things, they started rounding stuff out all the time.
Yeah.
Because it was modern, and it was mainly because probably machines could figure out how to mold things in circles better.
Yeah.
Manufacturing just was getting more and more advanced, and so hey, we could do round stuff now, right? So I personally think of like 90s era boomboxes with this, and it'd be cool to do a giant 90s era boombox PC mod with this as like front and center, and then you have like the rest of the build behind the GPU. And it would be cool if the speakers, like there were actually speakers built into the mod that were hidden, that were maybe, the fans looked like they were the speakers, but they weren't, but like maybe the speakers could be located behind the fans or something, so that the sound still emanated from the GPU in a way. I think that would be a really cool mod for a card like that.
We're getting some funny comments.
Are we?
Yeah, Sam was like, that card's a big no. I agree. I'm so tired of this design, guys. But that's just me. And it's like, the aesthetics, it's very similar to the new Matrix card from ASUS. Like,
yeah, they just rounded out the other side.
Yeah, our Discord members know how I feel about that card. I don't love it. But you know what? You do you, boo-boo. Don't listen to anybody at all, please. Yeah, Boba says it looks like a damn hoverboard. Timothy, yeah, love the design, but don't love the black and silver, though. Like, why couldn't you just have made it one color? A
one color actually would have been
fine.
I feel like if they made it all silver, it would have looked super 90s era.
For sure. Yeah,
like
for sure.
Super 90s era. And maybe that could be a mod, right?
Yeah.
Just someone just paints it a unicolor.
Looks like a rocket pack for sure. It looks like also like a, I can't even remember which spaceship I'm thinking of, like sci-fi ship. Like, it has like, I don't know.
I am curious about where you're going with it.
It just looks like the exhaust.
Oh, yeah. Like the rocket.
The rocket.
Rocket thrusters in the back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And yeah, someone could absolutely make that be the tail end of some rocket boosters, and you just make a giant rocket GPU. I mean, as you can see, the card's not too small.
No, it's pretty big.
Yeah, and
unless
another
Paul
thing
just has really small hands.
Yeah, another thing about this though is, and I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on it, is this card and the ASUS ProArt 5090 that we'll talk about a little bit later, but I haven't got the footage yet to show you guys. These are both rocking Founders Edition PCBs. So I immediately noticed when I was taking a look at it that the 12 pin was at an angle, and I'm like, oh, okay. All right, and I would be the only other card other than FE that's doing them at an angle, and then come to find out these are actually utilizing FE PCB designs that NVIDIA is like unlocking to AIBs. So I think that's a pretty interesting, yeah, you can see it right there.
Yeah, polarizing design to me, the ASUS 5090 ProArt looked better to me, 100%. That actually is a gorgeous card, and look at me, I'm saying something nice. I loved the new ProArt 5090. But you know.
And if we didn't have so much ASUS footage to sift through, because JJ at ASUS was kind enough to personally walk us through quite a bit of new stuff that they were showing. We had new motherboards to check out, new monitors, a really cool collab with Kojima Productions, which I don't know if you guys read about yet, but there's a line of ASUS peripherals that are literally collaborating with Hideo Kojima's production company. And the tablet, the keyboard, and mouse look insane.
Yeah, the tablet is like a heavy little thing. It's smaller than the iPad. It's a little thicker than the iPad, but weighs like a lot of grams more. I don't know, obviously.
Probably twice as much.
Maybe not twice as much, but it's significantly heavier than the iPad Pro, which is crazy to me. But yeah, it looks like the eyes of their new AI bot coming out. For this price, it should be an AI bot for sure. I mean, I guess they all technically are, right?
Yeah, and there's a third fan underneath the front grille.
Yeah, and J-Namic says there's also a tiny fan in the middle, which will probably be noisy since it doesn't flow through the back of the card. Agreed. What's up with that?
I'm wondering if, like, so say they just take the PCB, right? It's up to them to change up the layout of the heatsink array, right? So maybe you've got, like, vertical fin stack, and the fan's blowing it out, which in my head would it would be the only thing making sense, right? It's blowing out these little sides right here.
Yeah.
And intake through the front mesh.
Yeah.
And the fans look like the same model fans as existing. I forget it's not the Master. It's the one that's just as big as the Master that's not the Master. I can't think of it. But it looks like the same fan model. So,
yeah. I do have some pictures I did get some pictures of all the things from yesterday at Gigabyte. That's the Elite. Dun, 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 dun. I didn't see the Master. I don't have the Master on here.
Okay. So right here we've got the black version of the X870 Stealth. We were lucky enough to do the all-white Stealth Ice version of this board that came out earlier in 2025.
Mm-hmm.
And from what we hear, it's just the exact same thing, just black. I'm all for it. I mean, I feel like they should have came out with black and white at the same time, but maybe they were incentivized internally to push their ice line to maybe incentivize more sales or more motivation to continue doing all white components.
Yeah.
Not really sure, just guessing. But it's cool to see an all black version. I'm glad that there's going to be more options for reverse connector boards in general. I think we need that because quite a few cases have reverse connector capability these days.
Yeah, and also just is so clean. I'm really into the whole reverse connector motherboards and components, I suppose, hardware and as a general statement. But it was crazy because like 3 years ago we were really onto this BTF, Project Zero, so on and so forth.
Yes, Stealth, Project Zero, and BTF.
Yeah, and it kind of died out last year, and then it came back again with a vengeance during Computex, it feels like. So it's so interesting seeing like the trends and how things get popular, they're pushed, and then they die for a little bit, and then they come back with vengeance. Yeah. And it's like, that's all they offer now. I'm sure that case manufacturers are just like pulling their hair out with like, oh shit, we didn't do this to be back connector compatible when we should have, because we didn't have a clear guidelines or a clear idea.
Yeah, just a vision for sure.
My brain is kind of dying, guys. Sorry, it's been a long day,
It
but
has been a long day.
but yeah, it's gorgeous. I think they had some really pretty motherboards.
Yeah, I mean, like for the most part, this was like one of the only ones that we hadn't actually seen yet.
Yeah.
A lot of these other boards that were on the wall next to them, they're already out, have been announced already. And this is a little bit of the media time. So we just had a few presenters showing a bunch of different stuff, and this is part of where we get into the display side of things. So it definitely seems to be one of the main themes for computer consumer products in terms of like new stuff that everyone does want to show off. Is there are still advances in other kinds of tech, right? I mean, other than the freaking RAM issue and now GPU prices soaring and stuff like that, display tech is soaring like crazy, and so we're getting a lot of different size panels with way increased refresh rates. And so right here we're looking at a 360 hertz 34-inch QD OLED, and I believe this is one of the so this is the sub-pixel B stripe. So Gigabyte has, I think this is the one that has the tandem OLED and RGB panels. So ASUS was talking about them being the first, I believe, which is really funny because when these companies show up to these events and saying world's first, it's rarely actually a world's first. And so I think ASUS and ORS having the same kind of idea and panel, and I'm pretty sure this panel is manufactured from LG. So in that case, LG is just OEMing to both ASUS and ORS at the same time. And at that point, maybe the only differences would be like firmware for the monitors, right?
Yeah.
Or I think Gigabyte was very quick to promote AI assists on these panels, right? So, and then that was kind of the theme for Computex in 2025. It's like all these AI assists, they can add reticules for games that don't have reticules. It's like, all right, well that's cheating.
Yeah.
Because the game's not offering it.
Yeah.
There's no HUD option in the menu or sub-menu in any way. You can't have that on consoles.
Right.
So it is, in a way, cheating, right? So I think at that point, if you guys are looking for new monitors, I would say mainly look at maybe some of the reviews in terms of like firmware, quality of life stuff. So like right here, we've got, OLED, AI OLED care, right? So, and we were talking to ASUS Computex last year about this, and they've got a little sensor in the front of their monitors, and their AI OLED care is, it's watching you all the time. And so when you walk away, it knows when you're not looking at it, and so it either dims or turns off.
Right.
You don't have to put on a sleep timer or a screensaver.
Which is kind of neat.
It is, but I don't like the idea of it looking at you the whole time.
True.
Because
I really don't like that extra surveillance.
Yeah, I don't know where that database is feeding from. I don't know if it's an offline thing. I don't know if you need to enable Wi-Fi to have that feature. That's not something they told us, right? But they were very quick to say, oh yeah, it does this. It's like, okay, well, I want to read the fine print on some of these features, right?
Yeah. Real quick, Combative Panda, you asked if there was an X870E stealth. It does look like they do have the, they have the Extreme X3D.
Yeah, and that's, I had got a clip of that, but I didn't include it in the montage only because that we've already seen that. I'm pretty sure our friends at Gear Seekers had made a video about that board.
Yeah.
It's pretty over the top. I would say it's as over the top as the Godlike board from MSI, the new X Unify.
I don't even know what it's called.
It's like an afterthought Godlike for the X870E that they had made after the X870E Godlike. So that board already came out. And so I saw the one on the wall and I was like, all right, well, if that one's already out, then, and see, and that was another thing, right? Is there weren't that many
New product.
new bleeding edge, cool tech products to be like, oh my gosh, yeah, let's gawk over this for an hour, right?
It seems like everyone's kind of just like seeing where we will end up with this whole memory situation that we're in right now, because I think that it's screwing everybody, including these AIB partners for sure. Timothy, the QD OLEDs, there are a lot of them. I'm glad that you're excited for them, and they do make all the older models more affordable. So there's a benefit there for us normies.
So we're looking at a 32-inch non-ultra-wide 240 hertz QD OLED, and it's interesting when I was recording this, I think they had another game running, another Arc Raiders game running with the tutorial as an IPS.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't include it. But the IPS, I mean, it's so funny because we're looking at all the new OLEDs and QD OLEDs and mini LED monitors, and then you get to the IPS, and the IPSs are nothing to scoff at, but when you get to them, it's like, yo, who like dimmed down the contrast to nothing? Like there's so much brighter, and the blacks are like not there, and they don't look as good. But and of course they were showing a game on it, right? They were showing Arc Raiders, the same tutorial map. And it did not look good. And it sucks that you're comparing them to some of these new super black OLED panels, because I know there's a lot of really good tech in the IPS panels, but on camera, it makes them look really bad. And so I didn't include in the footage. This clip, they were doing some like AI-based, see they're running one of their AI top Radeon cards, and they had a full-on spatial computing workflow PC. So they had someone looking through alternate reality glasses, and they were just playing a normal video, but it wasn't interactive in any way. But they were showing off tech on what they can do with a PC from home. Now, obviously, I can't imagine how much the AI top Radeon GPU is. I don't think it's cheap by any means.
No.
But it was just an example of some of the stuff that you could do. Oris also had a new case that I think could actually have a good amount of potential. This is a pretty good size case, and it's very Oris branded, right? But it's also Oris like aesthetics. And I didn't hate it.
No, I think it's actually really, it's pretty. I think it very much mimics. I think they're kind of going that Hyperion, ASUS Hyperion aesthetic. But yeah, I think it's actually pretty cool. I don't love the masculinity that these cases have. I think that they could be a little bit less masculine.
Yeah, just neutral.
Yeah, a little bit more neutral, but that's just my personal opinion.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree. I like the handles at the top, but it's funny that they put them in the center. You'd think they'd have them on the end, so it'll make it a little bit easier to carry. You know what I mean? It's like, if we put handles, but like in the most inconvenient spot. I also don't know how sturdy that is, right? I would hope that they were robust enough to handle like a fully built rig. It's really hard for me to trust handles. Like on the EXO build, packing it and unpacking it, it would have been really easy to grab it from the drawer pull handles, right? And literally just drawer pull handle out of the box.
Good God, could you imagine?
I didn't trust it.
Yeah, no.
And it's mainly because I didn't trust
the hardware.
Yeah. Because you just never know. So I just carried it by the panels. But like, I am very apprehensive about like, oh yeah, let me just grab it by this handle that I have no idea how it was engineered. And I'm just going to fully trust this unknown engineering with all of my thousands of dollars worth of hardware and hope for the best, right? Like, especially with hardware prices these days. But This is absolutely Oris's take on the Hyperion, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that's nothing but ROG branded, right?
Yeah.
Or ROG themed, I should say. But this is definitely Oris themed. But it looked cool. I do wish when it comes to these shows, and all these companies have been doing this for years and years, so they know for the most part booth lighting sucks, and a lot of creators don't bring their own lights. Our friend Braythorn, who you guys might be familiar with, he went to Computex with like these inflatable tube lights,
which are brilliant, by the way.
They were brilliant, and he had like this crazy backpack that like had them, and then he had them on tripods, and like he was doing the most, but it was awesome to see. But he was like the only one who had brought lights.
Yeah, like the lighting that we have, which I don't know why we didn't bring it out for yesterday. It's just like a small little LED.
It's just because it's too much of a pin light.
It is very
to be
pin lighty.
A broader light, and I mean,
Yeah.
like, we could have carried these around, but it's really cumbersome.
Forget about it.
Yeah. Because we're running around, we want to see as much as we can. For the most part, these shows are really crowded, and so hauling a bunch of gear. I mean, if you're one of the big guys, right? And even then, I mean, we saw Linus walking down the hall. He had no team with him.
Yeah,
it didn't
he
seem
just
like
had one guy.
Yeah, he didn't. It didn't seem like any company was like, "All right, Linus is here, clear the room." Because last year they did that during CES. We went to meet with ASUS, and we just happened to have the same time slot as Linus. And they wanted to basically clear the whole room so he could do a few talking head videos. And that's fine. I feel like he's earned that, but at the same time, it does screw over a lot of the other creators. And those bigger guys, they bring in literally everything. 3 different tripods, 3 different cameras, a whole bunch of audio, the whole lighting thing. And so maybe it makes a bit more sense of like, hey, listen, we got to clear the space so they can bring their production into the room and have a proper video, because they're probably paying for that, right? So it does make sense in terms of logistics, but like for the smaller guys like us, hauling around all this gear, it's like really hard to do.
Yeah, it's not very practical.
And so with that in mind, if you're a company trying to market this stuff, I feel like if you were thinking ahead, it's like, all right, listen, there's gonna be a lot of creators that we would like to have them include content on.
And we paid them all to come in here and cover this product.
So let's make it easier. So for one, and this is something Fantex actually does in their suites, is they bring like photo lights.
Right.
They fill the room with like proper lighting so that you don't have to do that.
Even Patriot had that yesterday.
Yeah, but it wasn't, that was temporary so they can get their own content.
Correct, but I'm sure they have them available.
That's true. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And maybe it's easier in the suite versus like a ballroom room at the convention center.
And that is like something, if you're not familiar with how CES is like set up, it's like they have the main convention at Las Vegas Convention Center, and that's a lot of brands, and that's all like just like your typical convention room floor. But then over at the Venetian, which is a strip hotel, they have basically like a business convention, their own kind of convention space, and everything is like a suite. So it's very Venetian themed. So it's like dim lighting, yellow lighting.
Yeah, super warm. The warmest lighting, like probably like 2,500 or 2,700 Kelvin.
Yeah.
So
it's so
yellow as you
yellow.
can imagine.
Yeah.
The only company, the one company, and we're going to be talking about them probably on Thursday, but Tecumos
had really good ones.
They had way good lighting,
Yeah.
but they did a whole wall on both sides. The whole,
Yeah.
They went way over the top, and they did a good job.
And thank God for that.
Yeah, but like a lot of these companies that, like Oris, they did, I mean, you can see this like white little beam of lighting, but like it's not enough.
Yeah.
And so maybe if lighting is an issue for them, I think, unfortunately, I got to say it, I think a lot of these kinds of marketing showcase builds need to be white. Mm-hmm. It's a lot easier to see the insides. It's a lot easier to see the hardware. It's easier to see contrast. And you don't have to rely on hoping the lighting is decent, right? And that is, unfortunately, one thing that a lot of other creators are complaining about. It's like, oh man, the lighting sucks. Yeah, I got to change my white balance, all this stuff. And even then, you got to hope for the best. We don't have the best lens for low light conditions.
No.
And the lens that we would need, it's like $3,000, which is why we haven't bought it. Maybe we sell one stick of RAM, and then we
Only one.
maybe we just do a straight trade for a $2,800 lens for one stick of DDR5.
Which is actually super funny because another thing that we saw was some of these systems, like the show systems, only had one RAM stick included in them.
Yep.
And
that was a sign of dystopian times, man.
it's like, yeah, it's like trying to convince us that we don't need it all.
Does this one have one stick? No, okay, it's got two sticks.
No, it wasn't Oris that it was that was the case for.
I wanted to, so I included this because we do plan on going to Inwin. This is an Inwin open air chassis.
Test bench, yeah.
Do they call it a test bench?
I don't know, actually.
I don't know if I would consider this a test bench. They just call it the Inwin shift.
Really?
Yeah. It's wild. I like it. It's definitely, it seems to me, it's definitely more form over function, right? In my mind, I gotta say it, this is like the full form version of an EXO, and the EXO is like a full function version of maybe this, right? They're both silver. They both sit horizontally like this. They're around the same size in terms of like ATX and then like maybe a little bit past, or I'm sorry, EATX and then a little bit past, because that is an EATX board right there. It's a tachyon. And then you've got, sides for the PSU underneath, just like the EXO. You can mount the radiator on the side, similar to the EXO. This is like a full aesthetic only version.
Yeah, which is Inwin's kind of
it's
their
absolutely
game.
Inwin's thing.
Liquid House is happy that Inwin exists, so we're able to kind of continue on. They set the standard for that.
Sure, yeah.
That
They
aesthetic.
used to make some of the most insane bespoke cases. Their signature series.
Yes.
And I believe they've got a new one
Yeah.
that will be seen on Wednesday or Thursday. Can't remember.
I think Thursday, so we'll probably be covering them either Thursday or Friday.
And they have a private suite. They're not in a ballroom, so
Right.
we'll go up there and meet with them, and we'll be able to talk about it with you guys. And that should be pretty exciting.
Yeah, one RAM stick in builds at CS is pretty sad. It's all very sad, but there's some cool things as well.
I mean, Tecomos had a bunch of builds with one RAM stick. They took the RAM out of our build and dispersed it, and then changed the RAM kit that was in ours. They took a RAM kit from another build entirely and put it in ours.
Yeah, so now there's like just RGB.
It's just like a single bar of RGB. I don't even know what RAM it is.
So we didn't put that there. So if anyone sees
Yeah.
any footage, we used way more aesthetic RAM for that one, but they took it out and had to kind of
It's crazy because I mean that hasn't happened before.
Never.
Yeah.
I was looking at it and I was like, why does it look so funny? Like staring, and she's like, oh, we can swap it back if you want. And I was like, I don't really care, but this is not how we left this.
But all of their builds had one stick of RAM. So in my head, it's like they didn't have enough RAM for their builds. And it's sad, right? I mean, CS is a big event, right? And so a company's got a long time to plan that out. And even 6 months ago, RAM prices were fine.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, companies wait till the last second to do the planning. Even if they know for sure they're going to CES, they'll hold off on the planning. And that's why a lot of our builds end up happening in the last 2 months of the year is hold on and wait, hold on and wait, hold on and wait. Okay, let's go. And it's like, dude, it's the holidays at this point. Like, what are you doing? Like, we could have done this months and months ago, right? So it's very much that line of thinking, I think, with some of these companies. So unfortunately, it probably seems like they're like, all right, we need RAM for the systems we're bringing. Ah, crap.
Yeah.
We're not going to buy this.
Yeah.
We're not going to afford this. So let's just disperse the RAM. So unfortunately, when we do show all the Tecomos builds and stuff like that, all of those rigs have one stick of RAM.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's pretty sad to see.
It is sad. Yeah, you'll poke your eye out with this test bench. It's certainly not one that you want to trip and fall onto your desk with, for sure.
Yeah.
There might be some rubber paddings on the side now that we're looking a little
Yeah,
closer.
I think...
So at least it would be a nice, like, soft poke your eye out,
Right.
right? RAM handled like that gold 5090 from Computex, yeah. They have those gold well, that's not. I'm thinking about the Astral actually. They had the Dubai Astral, which is gold at Micro Center last time we were there. What's up, Chris? We are just hanging out post CES day 1.
Oh, cool. Yeah, okay, we got that.
But yeah, there's only a couple. For some reason,
It's not showing all of the.
It's not showing all
It's
of
not.
them.
It's not showing YouTube.
Mm-mm.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Just reference yours.
Yeah, I'm just usually using my laptop to reference chat.
Yeah, I mean, so for the most part, and I mean, we did see ASUS yesterday, and we do plan on talking about some of the stuff that they had.
Yeah.
They had, I mean, I just really quickly reference some of the B-roll, even though I can't show you guys, but they had a really cool case. You guys see the Glacial motherboard?
The Glacial motherboard is stunning.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like really fun, unnecessary additions to it. I mean, very, very ROG style, obviously. But I honestly kind of like the ROG way of doing things. I think,
that case that matched the Glacial
yeah.
was, we were talking about it. It's not, especially in white. It was
Yeah.
like, oh, at first glance, it's like, oh, I didn't really realize that was the ASUS case.
Sorry, I thought we were talking about the motherboard.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like on the motherboard, there's a lot of to clean up certain things. Like the CMOS battery is on the bottom underneath the GPU bracket.
It was underneath so like the very bottom slot of the motherboard, where some motherboards have an NVMe slot. They didn't have an NVMe slot there because they made a magnet shroud.
Yeah, like a shroud that goes over and covers everything, which is really cool.
And looking at it head on, you wouldn't even realize, but
No.
it does protrude like a ½ inch further from the board.
Yeah.
And I think the shroud's got like sidewalls so that even when it's mounted, you can't see like a gap.
Yeah.
But it hid all of the USB headers, the audio header, the front panel connector, the CMOS battery, like you said. Basically all the ugly stuff that you'd want to hide.
Yeah.
Especially with that was like one of the first things that we thought about with reverse connector boards. Like, oh yeah, hide that shit. We don't need that.
Right.
They
showed us, we had an email with, or a 3-hour meeting with ASUS. ASUS is one of those brands that reaches out to us and asks us, like when they're in their preliminary stage of releasing a case or releasing something to the market, they show us what everything looks like, gets our opinion, and then gives it back to design to kind of like say, oh yeah, this is what our people want, kind of thing. So we actually saw the Glacial board back in October, and I have not stopped thinking about it ever since. And I asked John yesterday, he was like, oh, it would be really cool to use the Glacial board on a Peak. And I said, well, I want the Glacial board. And he's like, well, you don't want to update your system, and if you're going to use a Glacial board, you're going to have to update your system. And I'm like, Lord have mercy, let me have my NV7 and be happy with it. And just give me the goddamn
which I say
Glacial.
no.
Yeah, so.
I just want her to change it up. I mean, how many times have I changed it up?
You're different than me.
I know. It's mainly because that NV7 is such a pain in the ass to do anything with.
It's such
a pain in the ass to get to the back of the board. It's a pain in the ass to clean because it's got the EXT, which we screwed ourselves over by throwing it through that door.
That door.
We made a cutout for the quick disconnects on the door. So you have to crack open the door, then disconnect the quick disconnects. You're screwing me up again. QDCs. Pull them through the door again, and then open the door fully, and then unplug all the I/O stuff, and then separate everything. And it was one of those situations where it's like, oh yeah, this is like the perfect setup if you don't ever need to mess with it. And unfortunately, Ellie's rig has been a little problematic at times because it's a Z790 platform.
Yeah, she's kind of picky.
Yeah, she's a little picky, and that's just sometimes the nature of it. But we've had to mess with her system more than a few times, and I really wish it was just a normal case where it'd be easy to get to, easy to just pick up and clean and stuff like that. And so it has worn down the welcome I have for it. And so I want her to do something else. So if there's a case that's like the NV7 that you think that she would like in white, I want to hear it in chat because
Yeah. If you find me a case that I like more than my NV7, then I will buy you the same case and you can have it. How does that sound?
Damn. This should be pretty motivating for a lot of people, to be honest with you.
If I have to approve it.
But
though.
yeah, you have she sees her with the yay or nay.
I just love the NV line a lot. Every time I say that, people are like, bleh, bleh. I will say, the pink ISO, that's my second build. The pink ISO is, that is mine. That we let Patriot borrow for the week. So
And it's also not rocking the hardware that we would normally want.
No, it's a 4070 Super, which is a great card, by the way. Like, I'm not saying anything about that. It's just a little bit outdated.
Yeah, I mean, like, I would want to. So we have a new Alphacool. It was the core line Alphacool block, right in between their glacial line and their core line started. So it's the core design cold plate, but the terminals are not the core line terminals. They're the glacial terminals.
Yeah.
And so it's like the in-between generation block. And we've got a block for her 4090 Supreme that's blocked with the Fantex block, which hasn't been our favorite block. And so we want to swap out the Fantex block for the Alphacool block.
Yeah.
And I want to put the 4090 block on the pink ISO.
Oh, we want to water cool it.
Yeah, and then have the water blocked 4090 on the ISO instead of that 4070 Super.
Well, that definitely complicates my plans, but that's okay. I like it. Because the pink ISO is not in her final form. Not at all. Like,
no.
It's very much, I had to get this built really quickly.
Yeah, because I mean, like, we had been sitting on the pink ISO for a little bit. It was a prototype piece that we had been sitting on a while. So it wasn't stainless steel, normal steel. And that's why we were okay to get it powder coated, because powder coating over stainless is like, just makes me sad, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, well, we always do a build for Patriot because we are very close with them, and we want to do something fun and exciting.
Yeah. They get special treatment from us for sure.
Yeah. And when we got there to deliver the build yesterday, we got really special treatment.
I think it was 2 days ago.
2 days ago?
Yeah, so they did the Extreme 5 30 anniversary edition. It's technically like their 31st year.
Yeah, I'll pull up the gold and then share that.
Yeah, and this one is like pink. It's like a pink metallic. I don't even want to say rose gold because it's not rose gold.
No, it's straight up pink.
It's straight up pink. And it's stolen. And they only had 2 kits made. And they had dummy sticks. Like, they're not like legit kits. But so we actually swapped the heat spreader from our set of RAM over to, and they let us have the other heat spreaders, the pink heat spreaders, to put on the pink ISO, which I'm really glad Timothy and Jay that you guys like the pink ISO. I think that it's so fun, and I'm just super excited about it. I love the masculine femininity that it gives. Let's see if you can get that on there. Get that on there. Yeah, so here's the gold Extreme 5s.
Yeah, so just imagine this gold. I mean, it's not really reflective in these photos.
No, it's, yeah, there we go.
You can see how reflective
it's like chrome. They're chromed.
Let me see an angle. Yeah, you can see Yeah, they're very highly reflective. So just think that gold, but in pink. And it was so funny because I had reached out to them because when we were building the pink ISO, it's like I foresaw this, you guys. I hit them up and I was like, yo, I see that you guys are posting about the gold, but I feel like there was a pink one. Is there not a pink one? Am I tripping out? Because I'm Google searching it, I'm not finding anything. All I'm seeing is the gold. And they respond with, no, it's just the gold. There's no pink. I'm like, man, I am tripping out. I have this mental image in my head of the
I think that he asked
pink.
like a couple of times, and our contact kept saying, no, 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 no. He's like, are you sure? No, doesn't exist.
And then we roll up, and they're like, huh, well, it's a funny story about that whole situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, really funny. And
it worked out.
And so I'm pretty sure I foresaw the future on that one.
Probably.
I just had some weird vision that there was going to be a pink version of that. And so Ellie got the 2 of 2.
Yeah. Lucky me.
Kit of that. And
yeah,
that's going to be...
It worked out so great because we had what RAM did we have on there originally?
The Elite 5 in white.
Yeah, the Elite 5 in white. So obviously the PCB was like completely a perfect match for the heat spreader.
Yeah.
And yeah, we lucked out. And
the photos that we do end up posting, which hopefully we'll post by tomorrow.
Will not have that RAM kit in it.
Yeah, it's going to have the Elite 5 in white with LEDs.
And the white looked great too, but it did kind of get lost in the sauce on the board because everything is white and then the tubes coming out of it are white. So I felt a little bit bad that we were doing this like showcase builds and kind of covering up the RAM, but now there's something to really look forward to.
Yeah.
But yeah, it worked out great, and their head designer, Patriot's head designer, hand QC'd it for me and hand assembled the kit. So we got a little bit of special treatment there, which is kind of nice. Cool. But we give them, it's like, we have, I would say Patriots probably our best relationship. So we're lucky to have them because in this world, in this time frame that we're in, we don't have to worry about memory as much as the average person. Obviously, that won't be the case for when we're doing like customer builds and stuff because it's like just for promo and for our own stuff. But at least we're covered in that capacity. So thank you. Shout out to Patriot. We love you guys.
Yes, sir.
You guys are always very good to us. But yeah, I mean, that basically covers it for today. Is there anything that you guys want us to go see that you have seen that we haven't talked about? So like the brands that we will be covering, I'm just going to go over obviously we did Gigabyte, we have ASUS, Programmers Group, which is Haven, Ducky Keyboards, Endgame Gear, Link Plus, and so on and so forth. I think Streamify also, so for streamers, they have a couple new products coming out. Thunder X3, Noble Chairs, and APNX. And
Aerocool. Yeah.
Aerocool. A lot of these things that people are showing off are a lot of the same products from Computex.
Yeah,
so.
And that's, I mean, there are a few cool things from Haven that we can't really talk about.
Which is always so funny.
They did have a power supply.
Yeah, the power supply is pretty cool.
We're going to show.
It's a double platinum rated. Which is...
It's 1,000 watt, and it is going to be the perfect pairing for an ISO chassis.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, it is perfect. So, yeah, I can't wait to show you guys that later this week. But yeah, we'll cover Bitspower.
Bitspower, Alphacool.
Pull up that list again.
Sorry, that was even just a brief list. Where did my list go? Inwin, HYTE. We're going to ADATA tomorrow and meeting with them, so we'll see what they've got going on. But if there's anything that you want us to go check out, we do have a little bit of free time because we allowed for it. If our community wanted to see anything in particular, we'll pop over to those areas and see what they've got going on.
We still need to. Well, I plan we should still plan to make time for Cooler Master.
Yeah, Cooler Master as well. It's a big one.
Yeah.
And I've already seen some of the things that I'm excited to share with you guys what Cooler Master has going on. But yeah, I think that we're open for feedback. We're open for being bossed around on where to go.
Yeah, so if there's something specific you guys want us to check out, just let us know in our Discord. And if you already have.
Or send us a DM.
Yep.
We'll see your DM as well. We're trying to stay on top of those as much as possible this week. Or leave us a comment on our post, because that gives us engagement.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm not begging for engagement. That's sad and pathetic. So anyway, hopefully this was a fun way for us to cover CES. This is kind of a test streamy-weemy.
Yep. Not the world's greatest streaming setup, but
we're here.
If anything, it really represents the mobile aspect of the ASUS stuff that they were kind enough to provide for powering our streams, right?
Yeah.
You literally have the entire system and all of your networking in this neat little stack right here.
If you hit that button one more time, I swear to God.
If we hit the button, we're done.
Yeah. But yeah, no, huge shout out to ASUS for sponsoring these streams with hardware and sponsoring basically just our whole content plan for this week.
Yeah.
It helps a lot. And it's cool. Like, this router is $100, guys. And so if you're
Yeah, it's not breaking the bank at all.
No, if you're a traveler, I should have kept this up so I can see your guys' chats. But if you're a traveler, this is a great investment for you. If you're using your computer a lot out on the road,
really cannot
hotels.
recommend this thing enough.
I think it's the best $100 you could probably ever spend.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And we had seen this actually last year at CES, and they have a couple other ones. They have one that's like literally the size of like an SD card, but like obviously thicker for all of the hardware that you need. And it just like clips onto your, like, has a little clip. It's super kitschy, but clips onto your backpack or whatever.
That's right, it did have an SD card slot on it, right?
No, it didn't have it. Like, I'm just saying it's like the size of an SD card.
Oh, yeah.
It's very
That's
small.
Right. Yeah, they had a really small one.
Really small one.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out, you guys. Really appreciate it. Sorry for hitting the power button.
Yeah,
on the stream
and we
cutting us.
miss you guys, our
Yeah.
Discord members. I'm sorry that we haven't been super chatty. I hope by tomorrow we'll A, be well rested, and B, have a little bit more time to send some more photos, like in Discord, of the things that we see. There's not much that's NDA. There's just a couple of things that we ran into that are NDA or NDAs have released, so we're good to talk about it. The router is not connected via Ethernet. It is actually just connected to the hotel's Wi-Fi.
Yeah, so it piggybacks off of the Wi-Fi signal that is coming into or coming out of our access point for our room. Mm-hmm. So the router is registered to the room as a single device, but it reads as a single device, but then broadcasts in a whole new network.
Yeah.
That's privatized, locked down to whatever password that you want, whatever kind of encryption you want, and you can
Which is super nice for security purposes.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
I hate having to agree to the terms when I log into a hotel Wi-Fi that they can
Right, because
access.
there's no actual security.
Right.
It's just an open network, and you just register the device.
And hope for the best.
Yeah, and that's no good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, super cool, and it's going to be powering our streams all week, and we're very excited about it, and we hope you guys take a look at that because it's absolutely been life-saving for us.
Hi, Repo. How are you doing?
Oh, you're just now showing up, man.
That's okay. We'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah.
We did this at 5. We started at 5 o'clock our time, Pacific Standard Time today.
Yeah.
But we'll be starting at 4:30 tomorrow because everything is good to go. Something else that John and I are thinking about, and it might be worth mentioning, is next year, maybe we do a suite, and maybe we do bring some of our community members. So
I think it's time.
I think that that would be really awesome, and the messages that you guys were sending yesterday really made our heart full. Like, we have met a lot of people in this industry, and our community members happen to be the tip top of that for us. Like, you guys are so awesome. We brag about you all of the time to brands and to other creators. We feel so fortunate to have such smart and driven and creative and wonderful people in this community. So thank you for being you, and thank you for being awesome, and thank you for being here. Follow us on Instagram if you're not already. I'm assuming you are. We'll be posting our builds throughout the week, and
I think we've only posted 3.
only 2.
2?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so much photo editing, you guys.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of editing. We're hanging out with just the 2 of us a lot.
Yep.
Typically, we're always out doing parties and hanging out with people, but this year it's just the 2 of us, and it's actually nice.
It is nice. It's relaxing, but at the same time, it's still feel like a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, but we're doing it.
We're doing the damn thing.
Yep.
So, follow, subscribe.
Like this stream video, please.
Like the stream video. People have been unliking our stream videos lately, and I'm like, what didn't you like about that? What didn't you like? Tell me, and I'll get you. Anyway.
Yeah.
January 6th through 9th, 2027 are the dates for next CES. Let's put those in our noggin.
Start planning, you guys.
Marinate on that.
Start thinking about a cool plan.
Yeah, no, I think that we could come up with a really cool plan.
Yeah.
I'm thinking gaming, chilling, food, drinks, like the whole shebang. Super dope builds. But yeah. So we will see you tomorrow at 4:30. I'm already looking forward to seeing you. 4:30 Pacific Standard Time, obviously, West Coast time.
Right.
So, yeah.
Thanks so much for being here, you guys. We'll catch you on the next one.
We'll see you guys later, gators.
Later.